Hello, Cubs. Welcome back to a new school year, one that's starting unusually since we're starting it virtually. I wanted to share with you and remind you that you do have options for checking out and reading books while we're doing this virtual at-home learning the first 2 weeks of school. So we now have a new one sign-on application called Class Link. So if you have an MISD links folder on the upper left hand side of your computer screen, you'll go to Class Link. Class Link takes the place of Hello ID. And one of the things that we now have on Class Link is Sora. So Sora is our fiction ebook and digital audiobook provider, and it's signing me on. I've already signed on once, so you'll have to set yours up when you first log into Sora. So Sora is a one book, one person checkout. So if a book is checked out and it has the banner in the upper left hand corner that shows whether it's in or out, you have to wait until another person checks it in before you can get it. So there are many ways to look up books in Sora. One of the best ways might be for you to go to popular subjects and look that way. You can also just scroll and see some of the different genres that are available for you to read. Notice that this book, Dear Martin, this is an ebook, this is an audiobook. So if it's an audiobook, it's going to have the headset. So then if you find a book, when you find a book that you want to read, and you can expand to see all the rest of the books, once you've decided on a book that you would like to read, then you can select that book and it'll give you the option to check it out. I was looking to see, there's some audiobooks. Here's audiobooks here. You can also keep scrolling and see what books are available now. You can look by the title of the book, by the author. So there's really lots of ways for you to look for a book and listen to or read a book in Sora. So let's just say I decided to check out The Wild Robot. So I know that there's a summary here so I can see what it's about. If I decide I don't want to read it, I can go back to Explore. If I decide that I want to borrow it, then I just select Borrow. And then it's going to open the book for me once it loads. And once it's synced and everything's ready to go, then you can start using arrow buttons to help you go to the next page. So your books that you check out are on your shelf. So if I go to the shelf, these are some books from the summer that I was able to get for free through Sora. And then here's the book I have just checked out. Notice it's still downloading. And so once it's downloaded, I'll have full access to it. So this is Sora. There are ways you can hold. So notice here at the top, there's holds. You can create your own lists. You can look at your history. Over here at the digital hamburger on the right-hand side of the screen, there's a general settings button that gives you options of language. Mine is English. You could also have a dyslexic font. That's under general settings. There are hold settings and download settings. I noticed that the book automatically downloaded. So if you don't want books to automatically download, you can choose either books under 20 megabytes, or you can choose for no books to download and you have to do it manually. So that's Sora, and I hope that you'll take advantage of reading some of the books in Sora these next 2 weeks while you're doing virtual learning at home. Now, the other options for your ebooks are on the Frank Seale Library homepage. And this looks a little different than it did last year because we have a new website provider in Midlothian ISD. So let me show you how I got there. So let me go back to the district home. So if you go to the upper right hand side of your screen, there's a school building icon that says Our Schools. And then you have to scroll down and go to Frank Seale Middle School. And then in the blue banner at the top of the page, there's the library website. And that's how I got to this page. So remember that many of the resources we have available in the library do have a username and or password. And so you do need to select this password link in order to remind yourself what the username and password is. Some of the passwords have changed from last year, just slightly. For example, the EBSCO ebooks, that has a different password from last year. So EBSCO ebooks, there's Sora again. National Geographic Kids, and Gale Biography and Context. All of these are what are called universal access. So you can select a book to read from EBSCO, National Geographic Kids, Gale Biography and Context. You can select it, and many other people can be selecting it at the same time. And what you want to do when you go to one of these sites is you want to, first of all, check to see what the username and password is, and then find the book that you want to read, and then you're going to want to use the PDF version or EPUB. So let me go to EBSCO. You are not going to use the Google sign-in. So you're going to use the FSMSTX and the password, and then you'll sign in. This one is still the same from last year, I think. I'm not sure. You'll have to check that. So notice you have over here on the left, children's and young adult fiction, children's and young adult nonfiction. Plus there's many, many nonfiction informational books. So if you wanted to just select children's and young adult, you can go there. And then you have all of this list. You can change the publication date. You can make it something that's more current by scrolling that bar. Lots of ways to explore. So if I wanted to read Little Women, then I would want to select the EPUB version of it. Some other books have EPUB and a PDF full text. So whichever the case is, you want the PDF full text or the EPUB full text in order to see the book. And so then you open up the book. There's no need to download these. I would just open it up, and then once it loads, you can start using the arrow buttons to read through the book. These are not digital audiobooks. These are only ebooks. So that's EBSCO. I'm going to go ahead and let that load. And then Gale, any of the Gale products that you use, these are biographies. So you only have the one password, and so you'll need to look on your password chart for that. I don't want to say it on this video right now. And you can search by popular topics at this time. John Lewis, a great civil rights leader, just passed away this summer. You can look by category. All of these different categories are available. So that's biography and context. And then the other one I would show you right now is this National Geographic Kids. And of course, these are going to be a little bit lower level, but notice they have magazines, there's topics, there are videos here. And if you scroll down, you can see there are some informational books available for you. So there are lots of options for you to read while you are in the virtual learning portion of your first days of school, and I hope you'll take advantage of that. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me. I will be happy to answer any questions you have. All right, thanks, and go Cubs!